Good morning. Welcome to our weekly App State football press conference with head coach Shawn Clark. The Mountaineers are headed to Georgia State this Saturday for a 2 o'clock game on ESPN Plus. In Atlanta, Coach Clark will take questions from media after his opening statement.
Good morning, David. Just really proud of our team, the way we battled all season. We have a very tight group that enjoys playing for one another and playing for this program. I think you saw Saturday night, we had our best performance all year in all three phases, playing for 60 minutes. We've got a challenging game coming up this week at Georgia State. But we have a lot to build from last week. We had a chance to review the film last night, get some corrections made, and get ready for practice on Tuesday. Coach Elliott's done a great job with his team at Georgia State. He'll have them ready to play, and we're looking forward to getting to Atlanta on Saturday.
David Ware, 24/7 Sports. Shawn, you mentioned having the chance to watch the film. After you guys had a chance to go back and really scrutinize everything that worked well on Saturday, what would you say are the major progression points you guys have seen, especially over the past couple of weeks?
I think you start with defense. The best we played all year. And it really comes down to we simplified the defense and how we call things. I think our kids are reacting and making plays. I think it started from the first game with E.J. Jackson. Went down and made a play on the bubble screen. Our team fed off that. But we're getting a little bit of pressure on the quarterback now, and his timing throws are off. So they're off, and our secondary is playing more aggressive, which helps. On offense, Joey continues to improve. This is game 9. This game 9 for him. Our offensive line for the first two series settled in and protected him better. And our receivers made plays, and that's what we've had in the last 2 weeks. We've made one guy miss and gotten some explosive plays and touchdowns.
Talking about Joey's progression, one thing he's done really since he stepped on the field is he really works the ball around pretty much to everybody. He might lock in on one guy and somebody will have 5 or 6 catches in a game, but by and large, he's completed passes to 8 or 9 different targets every week. What is it about his game that's enabling him to not, to really be kind of unpredictable in where he might go with the ball?
Well, I think this past week he threw the ball to 9 different receivers, but with Joey, he's a gunslinger. And he's going to sit back in the pocket and go through his reads, and he's making the right decisions. He's getting better at that. Him and Coach Ponce have been working on that for the last 9 weeks, and to go through his progression. And it's really improved. We have a lot more to improve on that aspect of it, but Joey's calm back in the pocket. Not much gets to him. After the first 2 series, I think he got hit 3 or 4 times, and he didn't get rattled. I thought he's doing a really good job of pulling the ball down now and getting first downs when nothing's there, and making a smart decision with the football. That's been our goal all year with him is, if you end every possession with a kick, that's a positive thing. So he's throwing the ball away a few times, hitting the right receivers and pulling the ball down and getting first downs when he needs to.
You mentioned the progression of the defense. You guys have been in that 3-4 set. It's been so predictable for so many years, and clearly Coach Sloan saw something that made him feel like I need to get some different personnel groups on the field. You went into it at ODU, and some of that was about the way they play, but then he's stuck with it since then. What are the benefits or the attributes that you see you're getting from this new alignment?
Well, we're getting more speed on the football field, and that's what you have to have in today's game because they spread you out so much. The Old Dominion, they spread us out from sideline to sideline. Georgia State will do the same this week to get the right kind of speed on the field to make plays. And we went all in with this new package, and we're improving week by week. I think, but it really starts with how we fill our gaps. And we have some young guys on that side of the football that have made some crucial errors, and that leads to explosive plays. And we limit our explosive plays. I think we have 6 explosive plays on defense, which is we're building on top of that. It's down from 18 to 20 in weeks past, and that side of the ball is playing with confidence right now. That was a big game for Marshall. Marshall had one of the best running backs in our conference in Ali, and with Fancher, he was a mobile quarterback that can make plays with his feet. You saw that Saturday. So we continue to contain the quarterback, keep him in the pocket, and continue to play with clean eyes.
And that seems especially important with watching Georgia State play a couple times this year. Granger's ability to get outside of the tackles, extend plays, really stretch a defense out, that seems to be kind of maybe the difference maker in that offense. I know Marcus Carroll's a great running back as well, but when you see a guy that they're going to try to intentionally get outside the tackles, what are the things that become the teaching points for your defensive linemen that week?
Well, Granger, like you mentioned, he's one of the better quarterbacks in our league right now. He can beat you with his arm. He can beat you with his feet. Again, they're running they're running inside zone. They're running empty, running quarterback zone. They're running the option with him. So he presents a lot of challenges for us. Our staff right now is working to get a great game plan together. So it's hard to make him one-dimensional because of what they do on offense. So we'll do our best job of keeping things in front of us, rallying to the football, and tackling when we can.
Could you give us a health update this week? How did some of the guys that came back respond after being in a full game, and anything new that you can alert us to?
No, it was good. Anderson Castle played well. I'm not sure how many plays he had right offhand, but we'll get him more involved in the game plan on special teams. Christian Horn is back. He didn't play this past Saturday, but he's back. He was at practice yesterday, felt good. Marcus Clark did not play this past week. We'll have a better answer for him on Wednesday. Sean Collins went out early in the first quarter, I believe, and we should know something by Wednesday if he'll play or not.
Coach, I guess, can you break down a little bit Georgia State defensively? What have you seen out of them and some of their strengths?
Well, we are familiar with Coach Staggs, and he came from Coastal Carolina. He's one of the bright defensive minds in our conference, and again, they're a good football team. I mean, you look at their record right now; they've lost some close games, but they're winning the games they needed to win. And Sean, credit to Sean and his staff for getting that done. But they're very aggressive on defense, and they're playing like Sean played when he was here. I mean, they're playing with their hair on fire, and they're having fun playing football. I know it wasn't the result they wanted this past weekend, and I know they'll be ready to play this week.
I think, you can correct me if I'm wrong, it seemed like the defensive line did a pretty good job with Fancher of pressuring but not over pursuing to kind of free up his ability to get outside and have a decision to make on run or pass. Does that seem like a focal point, maybe even after some other games, of the job they did in that capacity?
Yeah, a lot of credit goes to our defensive line and our outside backers getting pressure from the quarterback. I think the one thing that Coach Cabral talked about all week is you can't run past the quarterback, and if you do that, then he opens up lanes and he can beat you with his feet, which I think it was 2 or 3 times we did run past the quarterback, and he had some explosive runs there, and he's hard to tackle. So again, for us is to get to the quarterback, don't go past him, keep him in the pocket, and make him beat you with his feet when he has to.
You mentioned EJ. I know it was also an emotional game for Jack Murphy, just having been at Marshall. Just for him to step in and do the job he's done, what are some of the assets that, whether it's skill or effort or emotion, that he has kind of brought to this line?
No, EJ's been great for us. Him and Jack both. They transfer in from Marshall, and we have one leave here and go to Marshall. So, again, just the way they go about their business. And that was evident from day one they stepped here in Boone. They bought into what we were doing. Both 2 great kids, but EJ he's brought a different dimension out there. Our anchor position, or our outside backer, we're calling it star now, that we can put him in coverage. He's not always a rush guy, but when we have to bring him to get the 4th rusher into the picture, he can do that. So, again, I brought EJ in this morning. We need that same kind of play this week as we had from him last week. And he was an emotional leader for us, and our defense have fed off him.
And then just Jack, I feel like a lot of fans have kind of said he looks like an App State kind of guy. Just about the way he goes about his business, what impresses you there?
Jack's Mr. Consistent, and he plays through injuries. He's a tough kid, and again, he brings value to our program, and we're glad both those guys are here. And but we have to continue to get better. Both those guys have a lot of room for improvement, and I just know that they're excited for another opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you.